So I do get to have the honor of introducing Chuk to all of you. He, first and foremost, is a very dear friend. So I am pleased to be able to call him my friend for the last 12 years. And we are co-directors of Taya Artistry. And so that is a great privilege as well, as to create insight art and with Chukuma and to deepen into insight artistry with him. He is an actor, a writer, a director, and an educator in New York City. He has been studying insight for 12 years and really is one of the founders of what we are calling insight artistry. So taking insight method and wondering about its utility and its conversation with artistry, and how we can then create art that speaks all the things that Marnie was saying this morning, art that is critically grounded in paying attention to what people are doing with their minds and how they're making meaning. He's also a father of two boys, Elijah and Victor, and a husband to Jenny. And again, just a really, really wonderful human being who embodies what I think insight is really all about. So.
Cool, thank you. Thank you, yeah, that was great. It's all true. And it's good to see you all. If I hadn't met you or gotten to speak to you yet, it's good to see you now. So as Viev said, I mean, among many things, I am an artist, and a big part of the art that I create entails storytelling, telling a story. And so, as someone who's been fascinated with insight for a while now, I think I love using it in different ways to tell stories. And so I had this thought to have conversations with people who have made significant and consequential life decisions that have either impacted another person or another group of persons, or even themselves, or all of the above. And I thought I want to do that, and I want to use a conversation like that to tell a story, to create a story. You know, it may be embellished in certain ways via creative license, but for the most part, it would stay true to the experience I would have with the person. And so I've set out to do this, and to make sure I did it authentically, I asked the person to be here as well, just in case I said something and he would say, no, it wasn't like that at all, right? And so so Jason Dorothy is in the room too. Stories about him, and he'll get to throw out any disclaimers when I'm done with my story. But I do have a story to tell, and the title of the story is "The Point of Motivation." You're Jason, right? What? You're Jason. This actually wasn't a simple question. More so, there wasn't a simple answer. Really, more so, answering that question had set off some hard consequences in the past. Jason, the big tattooed guy. He's like 6'5", bro. Stands out as if he were trying to, with his towering height, ink-covered arms, nose ring. Easy to describe. Easy to point out in a crowd. Easy to lead the police to. You're Jason, right? The young man asking this question was more confident than he looked. Hunched shoulders and crossed arms, a self-conscious voice, but eyes that can lock with anybody's. They locked with Jason's. Jason, on the other hand, looked in his direction, but looked past this man. 1,000-yard stare, it resembled. He was gazing at the past 3 years of his life. The edge of this memory led him to a cold bathroom floor where Jason knelt, holding himself up with a toilet bowl and a sink. Should somebody knock? That night in the bathroom, Jason was lucid enough to decipher the conversations right outside of the door. Concerned whispers and unapologetic sighs. That's Jason in there. How much did he have to drink? He showed up like that. He knew it was a Saturday evening. He knew he was at a gender reveal party, a family affair. He knew that the room only seemed to be spinning. He even knew that this was rock bottom, or so he called it at the time. This. Not the moment he realized his crumbling relationship was in fact over. Not the moment he lost his teaching job and was escorted off the work premises. Not the moment that he got arrested. The cold bathroom floor was rock bottom. It was the point of motivation. Jason's heart sank for a second before he allowed himself to engage with this young man standing in front of him. Yeah, I'm Jason. You got me into detox. Jason now remembered, though the man's name still escaped his memory. Oh, that's right, I remember you. I just want to say thanks. The man didn't have to say anything else. Jason was already uncomfortable being seen in this light, receiving praise for simply seeing himself in others as he saw it. Sure, as humans, we have the capacity to be altruistic, and good deeds do deserve recognition. But what about when said deeds have become part of our DNA? Does that mean you should now be praised for breathing? What about everyone else? The fact of the matter was that the cold bathroom floor had begun to lurk behind every soul he encountered. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you do, what you have, where you started. Jason saw the bathroom floor everywhere. Not necessarily on a constant basis, yet a question as seemingly innocent as, "You're Jason, right?" could suddenly bring a harsh history and an ever potential harsh future into focus. His Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor asked him that same question when they first met. That same sponsor, an eventual mentor, also explained to him once, "You don't gotta call it rock bottom. Think of it as the point of motivation." This mentor was full of nuggets of wisdom like that. Jason always leaned forward when he talked like this. It was always a light bulb moment. When the mentor offered this particular piece of wisdom, this was actually the first time the bathroom floor appeared. It suddenly lurked behind this mentor, who seemed to now have his life together with a solid foundation and a DNA that wired him to inspire. But There was also the fact that he too was a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, and thus the bathroom floor appeared. Some are closer to it than others, but anyone can find themselves there. Even someone who has been there and got up, they can find themselves back there. Jason got up that night in the bathroom, but whether he realized it or not at the time, he was determined to stay up. He sought out friends and strangers with remarkable DNA. Like his sponsor, he observed how they breathe in the world. It was awesome, and Jason was grateful. But the truly remarkable experience was that Jason eventually picked up their rhythm of breathing. Before he knew it, he had journeyed from recovery to discovery to uncovering. Sure, every day sober was a step further from that dreadful image. Every day sober was also a pathway to clarity. As the fog would evaporate, images of hope would come into focus. A new job teaching art, a new perspective on intimate relationships, even a set of options to emulate his new mentors, as there were many. A wise person once said, "One can more confidently reach their hand across a room once the smoke clears." For Jason, reaching his hand meant extending it. And extending his hand would look like creating a nonprofit with his friends. Recovery all ways, they called it. Raw. A ray of light. A real, lucid ray of light. A space where other people can be aided off of their floors. Or simply a space for anyone breathing through an addiction. Anyone is welcome. Extend a hand to someone. Maybe they will take it. Maybe they will just take a finger. Maybe they'll take the entire arm. Or maybe they won't take anything at all. No judgment. Come as you are. I see myself in you. I see you. I see your potential future. And if you need help getting there, I'll help you travel, no matter how straight or crooked the line. Though maybe it's not a line. What's the opposite of rock bottom anyway? Soft ceiling? Clear ceiling? No ceiling? No ceiling, if you ask Jason. And thus, the difference between a point of motivation and the opposite of rock bottom, whatever that may be, it wouldn't be a line. It would be a ray. Thank you.